Hi, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about the second week of the class that I'll be teaching coming up in July. And the class is called No More A-Holes. And the reason I named the class that is because the title speaks for itself. But this isn't just for women. This is a class for anyone who feels like they have relationship patterns with people who don't treat them very well. And so these might be romantic partners, they might be bosses, they might be friends, they could be people in traffic. It's really if you have a pattern of bringing people into your life that just feels like almost the same person or the same personality, even though maybe it doesn't feel that way in the beginning. But over time, you just start to see that, wow, this person is very much like that last person that I brought, that I had a relationship with, or my last boss, or, these friends are treating me just the way all friends treat me, things like that. So, that is what the basis of this class is. And today, in the second week of the class, I'm going to be doing a group RTT session, Rapid Transformational Therapies. And you can listen to this video even if you're not planning on taking the class, because I think it's a very valuable tool, Rapid Transformational Therapy. And there's a lot of information online about it if you're interested in learning more. But I'm just going to kind of describe it to you a little bit in this video so you'll understand what it is and what it accomplishes. Now, go back if you're interested in the class again. It was two videos back, and so you can go back and watch that video. And then last week I talked about the first week, which will be frequency, and then the second week of class will be an RTT session, actually, for the group. Now, the groups will be limited to 10 people so that we can keep them small and intimate. Of course, they're totally confidential, and it's just a place where you can start to unravel why you attract these types of relationships in your life. Now, what does RTT have to do with this? Well, rapid transformational therapy is a unique kind of therapy because it's not just about talking about our problems and then going away and coming back and talking about the problems and then going away and coming back and talking about the problems and doing that until you're blue in the face, because this gets to the root cause of why you have the problem in the first place. And it's based on the idea that in childhood and throughout our lives, we start to develop what I call subconscious beliefs about ourselves and about the world based on the experiences that we have in childhood. And these experiences can be with our parents, they can be with school, they can be with doctors and nurses if we've had a lot of health problems. They could be with neighbors or relatives, lots of different people. There are also subconscious beliefs come from our society, how we feel about ourselves, maybe our gender, how we feel about our socioeconomic class. We get programmed subconsciously in so many different ways. So it's really important to start to understand this programming so that we can undo it, so that it comes into our awareness, so we know why we are operating from these places and we can change them. We can reprogram to a program that we prefer, because a lot of times we realize that there are beliefs about ourselves and about our lives that we have adopted when we were very young, and these beliefs are no longer serving us. And so RTT sessions are held, they can be held in group situations, or they can be held one-on-one. So obviously when you're doing it one-on-one, it's just you and the therapist, and you are going back into your life, and the therapist is helping you to go back to at least three scenes from your past that have everything to do with the issue that you choose to work on. So in this instance, we'll be working on uh, relationship patterns, having patterns of relationships where the partners are in, the relationships aren't serving us, and we tend to attract partners that are a-holes that treat us very poorly. And so, in a one on one session, you would go back, and then as we discovered those three different scenarios, at least three different scenes or memories from your past, then we would go into each memory and do work with those memories and uncover what the feelings were and the beliefs that were developed from those situations or memories. And then a custom RTT recording would be developed from that session that you would then listen to for 21 days so that you could reprogram your subconscious. So our subconscious has been programmed by events and decisions that we've made about ourselves that we weren't aware of. But now that we're aware, we can choose, is that still serving me? Do I still want to feel like that about myself? Maybe it's unworthy. Maybe it's invisible. Maybe it's I don't belong. Maybe it's I'm bad, or I'm wrong, or I'm guilty. I shouldn't have done that. Uh, and it's just things that we take on about ourselves and our lives that we get from, again, parents, ancestors, um, advertising, media, just lots of different areas of our lives. And so the recording allows us to reprogram our subconscious or our computer software so that we start running beliefs or subconscious beliefs about the goodness in us, the value that we bring, the uh, that we deserve to have loving relationships, that we deserve to be with partners who cherish us and don't tear us down. So it's a very valuable and transformative tool that can be very helpful in moving quickly. So rapid and transformational. It helps you move through this stuff quickly. Usually, in 1 to 3 sessions, a person who does RTT can completely heal something that's going on in their lives. Whether it's relationships, it could be something like about abundance, it could be about not knowing your purpose, it could be anxiety, depression, feeling lost, feeling being triggered by different things in life. So there's really nothing that it can't work on because everything is held in place through subconscious beliefs in our lives, even the good things. We don't want to get rid of the good things, so we don't want, we don't need sessions for those, but the things that aren't working is what we would come to an RTT session for. Now, the difference in the group is that obviously we can't address um, personal RTT issues that come up, but what we do is we do the session as a group, and each person goes into the session on their own and goes back to at least 3 scenes, and then you hold on to those scenes, and then you can start to journal about those scenes and start to uncover what it is that the subconscious programming that got put into place that holds that in your subconscious. And each class will have some coaching going on. We'll be sharing, and you don't have to share if you don't want to, but the the more you share and the more you participate, the more you'll get out of the class. But it'll be a time where you can get coaching and get some feedback about what came up for you, what kind of subconscious beliefs have been put in place because of the things that you've been through. And then there will be a recording as well that you'll listen to for 21 days. It'll be more general, but it will definitely address a lot of the issues that come up with people who have relationship patterns of people that don't treat them well. So it'll be a very good recording that will help you reprogram to what you do want to experience. So if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. You can also email me at laura@poweredbyemotions.com or call me and I can get back to you, and you can learn more about the RTT session that will be take place in the class. And then we will skip a week after this session so that you will be able to listen to the recording for 21 days by the end of class. And we can talk about how much you've transformed and as you really understand what has happened. And if you're not taking the class, you can always do RTT with a practitioner, or there are some online group things that you can do too. And if you're interested in those resources, you can contact me and I can definitely steer you in that direction as well. Okay, so thank you for your time, and I appreciate it. And I hope you'll join me for the class. And if not, I hope you enjoyed the information. All right, have a great day. Thank you. Bye.